When it comes to Patrick and Thais, right now their whole divorce situation is getting out of hand. And it's so crazy because why is it divorces are never simple? Why is it when people finally get to the point where one of yous, and if you're lucky, both of yous, realize that, you know what, maybe it's time to separate. It's always harder though when you know it's the one person that's made the decision and the other person doesn't want to accept it. But that isn't necessarily the situation when it comes to Patrick and Thais. Their situation is a bit more different. But currently we've got two new things that have come out regarding the couple. So the first one here is Sarcasm giving us an update saying that Thais Mendes has hired a divorce attorney. Her new lawyer filed a notice of appearance on Tuesday and says she has been hired to handle the initial pleadings and case strategy. Now, just to give you guys a bit more of a background, in case you missed it, and this is something that we have covered before in previous videos, which I also recommend to check out because there'll be extra information that you may not be privy to right now. But also, it does say here that Sarcasm was the first to report Patrick Mendes filed for a default summary decision on Monday after Thais missed the 21-day deadline to file her response. If the court grants Patrick a default, he will receive everything he asked for in his initial divorce filing, including sole legal custody and primary physical custody of the couple's 3-year-old daughter. Okay, something that's very, very key to remember. But here's the thing, folks. That is the current update. But one thing that we do know, or in case you didn't know, is that Thais ended up getting arrested for domestic battery. And the thing that we didn't have was footage of what went down. But TMZ has come out to provide us with some footage of what went down. So let's dive into it.
I'm out here today. What happened today?
He's trying to do
Where is
parenting with his brother.
Okay. Are you guys? Did you guys live together?
No, but we lived before, but
And then you guys separated and you guys got your own.
But I can't do anything. Like he follows, like he chases me everywhere I go. He sends message to my friends. He's crazy. And then today I was trying to go to Brazil. I paid for the whole trip for me and her go to visit my family. Everything goes right. He said he was going to let her go, but then I went yesterday out for my birthday and he found out and he's like went crazy because we don't have anything for a long time. We're not together for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't accept the end.
Did you split up from him, or did you guys? Was it like mutual?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I did because I was tired living. Like how I couldn't do anything. I was just tired being abused. But we never had like any aggressive, like type of fights or anything. But
Nothing today?
Yeah, but today he showed up, and I was trying to be careful. And I was trying to take her. And then he sends an email like 2 a.m. to me saying that he's not gonna let her go. He tries like to control me through her. Like we did cordial 4 days. She stays with me 4 days with him, but he doesn't let he takes her. And then he said he's not gonna let me bring her to Brazil. I was like, okay, so then I bring her and I said can say goodbye. And when he showed up, I was like, can I have a moment with her? And then he was like at the door saying that he was going to stay there because like she doesn't want to stay with me and things like that. And then she's 3. And then I said, can you leave like the house because I feel like I'm stuck. I can't do anything. I can't even have my car. He blocked my car. I can't.
Where's your car?
My car is right there.
So we can talk to you in front without her being here.
Go.
Okay, copy. We're ready for fuel right now. We'll monitor them as well.
You can put it right.
So you're under arrest, okay, for battery domestic violence.
didn't do anything.
I know he's got scratches on his face.
No, he did it me too.
Hmm?
You guys can do that to me because he did for
I know,
me.
but he has scratches on his face, and there's a video of you hitting him.
Oh my God. It's so...
So you're under arrest.
I don't even know what to do.
Well, I'll explain it to you. It's only a misdemeanor. It's not a felony. You
I
just,
don't go to jail, right?
you do.
You
You have to go to jail.
I never, this man do so much for me. I never did anything to him. But how can I get out from there?
You just post bail. So it's $3,000. But you only have to post 10%, so $300.
Oh, when can I pay you?
Well, I'll explain to you. So you're being arrested, right? We have to do our report. You'll get booked in. You'll sit in like a little booking area for a little bit. You'll get moved over to processing. You'll see it's called classification. They'll tell you your charges. They'll look you up, make sure you don't have any like warrants out of other states. You'll sit there for a while. You'll be in there for a while. It's maybe like 12 hours at minimum, 12 hours. So till tonight. And then if you post bond, you can post bond and get out, and then someone can just pick you up. It's not like you're actually.
How can I contact people?
You get phone calls down there. They'll let you make phone calls, and if the numbers are in your phone, they'll let you go on your phone. You can get your numbers out. You just can't like text or go on any apps. You just go on your phone to get numbers, and then that's it. Do you have anything in the house that you need? You really don't need it. If you got a phone in your wallet, that's...
No, I got my wallet. I think so. Can you check it? Oh, yeah, it is that. Yeah.
Alright. Just give us a minute. I don't want your daughter to see you in handcuffs. That's why he took her away. You know why we're out here today.
Okay, boom. So obviously you've seen the full footage yourself there in particular. Very interesting because obviously this is Thais obviously telling her side of the story to the police. But obviously, as you heard, despite the fact that she has her own version of the events, it doesn't change the fact that Patrick had marks on his face. So therefore, they're inclined to obviously arrest her. But as you heard, of course, and this is something that you would have known prior in a previous video, but in case you didn't know, is that the bail obviously was 10% of the $3,000, which therefore makes it $300, which is why she was released so quickly. And also, last time we heard anything regarding this, the charges themselves were not necessarily dropped, but the police have chosen not to go forward with them at this moment in time. So there is a chance they could be reopened, but that chance could be very unlikely. But there was a comment that I saw that I really want to touch on here. Somebody said here, there's a term for this behavior that I can't remember, but it's pushing someone to the limit through emotional abuse and then play victim when things escalate to the point that things might get physical. I can't remember the term, but I experienced it with an ex. It's a sad situation for everyone, but specifically, Anyway, for their daughter. And obviously you can see some people have said reactive abuse, narcissism, gaslighting. It's reactive abuse by a narcissistic father. Did it to my own autistic mother for decades. So the question is it reactive abuse or is it something else? Someone here said, yep, I have been there in the same spot. Provocation is a cause element for defense, but words have to be so extreme that would make a reasonable person to lose their mind. And to be fair, sometimes the words don't even have to be extreme. It's more about picking at someone time and time again. But when you pick at someone gradually, it builds up. This is why I always say to people that if you're in a relationship with somebody and somebody is asking you for something, sometimes in relationships, people will focus on doing the big requests, but will always ignore the small ones because they think small ones aren't that deep. But then after time, because you haven't listened to the small little requests, they build up. And all of a sudden that person says, I've had enough. I got to leave you because you don't respect me. And they're like, but why? I do all these things for you. Yeah, you do all the other things, but not the small things. Something that you think is not important to you is massively important to me. Either way, the moral of the story is that when you're picking at something bit by bit, it can still make the same effect as saying something very dramatic, very extreme in the one go. You see what I'm saying, okay? But as you also heard in that video, they do say that Patrick had a video showing Thais hitting him. which is quite interesting. So depending on how this footage will now play out to us and how we're all going to react to it, regarding obviously people are now going to unfortunately do what they do best, and that is go into his DMs and maybe sending threats left, right, and center. He may then release this video as proof that she's the one that obviously was the badder person in the situation, and she's the one that was absolutely, you know, in the wrong. So who knows, maybe this video that he has may be released, but at the same time, I can imagine even if it was to be released, it probably wouldn't be released until after their divorce and after anything else involved in the situation, because I can imagine his lawyers, attorneys telling him that he needs to keep that in the pocket for now, especially when it comes to the divorce and obviously him and his request for wanting sole custody over their daughter as well. So these are things that he may use in court to help him say, well, should she be allowed to be a mother to our child when she does these kind of things? And therefore, I should have it. So you never know. It might be something he's using for further situations. But at the same time, though, it doesn't mean that someone like his brother can't leak it, you know what I mean? So we can obviously see it earlier on, so therefore we can have another perspective on the situation. But either way, though, one thing that I definitely won't ignore is that Tyus's reaction towards Patrick may be a reactive situation. It may be reactive to the fact that he was doing the things that she says that he was doing. Therefore, it put her in a position where she then lost her cool. Now, obviously, it'd be very, very unfortunate if she lost her cool in front of their daughter, and it'd also be very unfortunate if Patrick purposely pushed her in front of their daughter too, knowing that she would then lash out at him in front of the daughter. So therefore, it would put her in a position where even the daughter would now be a bit concerned about being around mummy, because daughter has now seen mummy be violent towards daddy. Do you see what I'm saying? It depends on how bad the situation is, how extreme it really is. Like if Patrick really did pretty much, you know, set her up in this situation, and because I mean, think about it, the fact that he had his phone, well, we don't know if his phone was ready to record, but the fact that the phone came out at some point to record anyway, it can only tell you, did he record because he thought, oh wait, what's happening here, and he thought, I need to record this for my own protection, because as a man, you need to record things when things do escalate for women, because unfortunately, if you tell a story without evidence as a man, the woman is more likely to be believed in the story. And as the police officer said, they said, well, we have a recording of you attacking him, so we have to arrest you. If that recording didn't happen, there's a chance that they wouldn't have arrested her. So there is the point where we can sit and say that, one, he recorded it for the safety of his own because he's a man, or we can say he recorded it because this whole situation was premeditated and he was doing this to set her up. I guess it's a matter of deciding which one you believe is the case of him doing this madness. Do you see what I'm saying? But again, like I said before, the most important thing is that I hope their daughter was not exposed to this argument between mom and dad, and the daughter wasn't exposed to mom then lashing out at the father, obviously with physicality. But also on top of that, daughter also wasn't exposed to the father saying things that he shouldn't be saying to provoke the mother in the first place. Because there's so many things here, so many layers that a child could be exposed there. You know what I mean? It's easy to focus on the fact that the child would have been exposed to violence, but also we cannot ignore the fact that the child would have also been exposed to the verbal abuse that would have been coming out of both parents, and the manipulation as well. And these things the child will be absorbing regardless. You know, I hate it when people believe, oh, he or she is just a child, they don't know what's happening. That is not true. The second that you give birth, your child is already aware of everything. What people don't understand and people don't know, what people don't remember, if you go back to when you was a kid, when we were younger, we paid attention more than ever. We was watching everything. Because remember, when we are born, we are learning. We learn more than ever because we have to learn, okay, so is that how they walk? Okay. I'm gonna see if I can stand up though. Let me see if I can stand up. We're watching. Okay, let me see if I can get up. Okay, I can see that. What can I use? Oh, let me use this to help me stand up. Do you see what I'm saying? And then when it comes to kids talking, what happens? Because they're hearing adults around them. They're like, okay, this one's making sounds. I can hear what they're saying. I just need to figure out what they're saying to me, because, you know, we're learning that language, right? Okay. I'm hearing this name specifically all the time. Obviously, we don't know it's a name, but let's say, you know, the baby's name is Jacob, you know, or yeah, you know what I mean? Jacob or Jackie, you know what I mean? And you're there, you're just like, you're hearing it. The kid's more likely to say, you know what I mean? That's why obviously there's always that thing of mum and dad. I guess mum and dad's always an easy name for a child to say, isn't it? But because they hear it's repetitive. But why is because as kids, we are paying attention to every single thing so we can learn how to do what the grown-ups are doing. It's probably when we get to teenagehood, that's probably, actually no, probably about 5, 6 maybe. 7, 8. Maybe that's when we stopped, paying as much attention per se. We started to think we are our own little bosses. But from a very young age, trust me, there is no such thing as she's just a kid. He's just a kid. He doesn't know. All of that information is being absorbed. And this is why we end up in a world where people grow up who end up being either great people or being very, very disturbed people. Okay? Bear that in mind. Either way, though, the most important thing here is hopefully the child was not exposed to this atrocity of behavior from both parents. But hey, we have to wait and see. But I definitely want to hear your thoughts on the matter. But now we're going to move on to the next one. Now we know that in the current season of The Single Life, of The Last Resort, we have got Paola, who's also a part of that, with Russ. Now Paola's come out with a very interesting post that has definitely got people thinking. This post here she put up 16 hours ago says, one of the biggest lessons I've learned is that effort matters. Not just effort towards a relationship, a career, a goal, but effort towards becoming a better person. Life changes, people change, circumstances change. The question is whether you're willing to grow with those changes or spend your time wishing things stayed the same. I have a lot of respect for people who are focused on building their future than those who are still stuck trying to relive the past. Forward has always been my favorite direction. And the reason why this has got people thinking that maybe she's trying to say something without saying something is because in the most recent episode of The Last Resort, we saw her pretty much not confront, but pretty much let Russ know that she's sick and tired of being the breadwinner. She's sick and tired of the fact that he hasn't got a job. She's sick and tired of the fact that he's not listening to her, to what she wants. She's sick and tired that she keep repeating herself. And the fact that she used the term stuck. I have a lot of respect for people who are focused on building their future than those who are still stuck trying to relive the past. So maybe she's trying to say that, hey, she's sick and tired of this man trying to live in the past rather than adapting to the future and seeing where we're going. Again, this post may just be a post for the sake of it being a post, but relation with the fact that what's happened recently, you never know. Now, I will say this though, I have made another video regarding Russ and Paola, but this is based on never seen before footage that aired on Between the Sheets. So please do check out that video, because in that one we'll be talking a little bit more regarding this, and this is when I'm going to say that video and this little comment here, you put two and two together, it's going to tell you a lot, folks, if you know what I mean. So please stay tuned for that video. If I haven't already released it, it will be released. If it has been released, then you know what I'm talking about already. You know what I mean? So yes. But either way though, let me know your thoughts. Do you think Paola is generally saying that she does not respect her husband anymore, or it's just a post just for the sake of having a post? Now we're going to move on to the next one. This is the last one obviously for this video, and this one is all about Julia. Now Julia is somebody that is definitely never necessarily been a fan favorite for a lot of people. A lot of people dislike her. Then there's some people that don't mind her. But recently on her Facebook account, this is what she's come out to do. She's come out to expose somebody. She says, my patience has run out. You want attention? Fine, you've got it. For many months, I've endured terrible harassment from this woman. Negative words about my son, and that is too much. No one have to love me or my family, but this, I don't have words for this. I hope your grandchildren are proud to be to have a grandmother like you. PS, a lot more messages this couple have sent. Now, this is the message that she has sent here. Okay, folks. She's obviously allowed us to see of this person. Don't get me wrong, obviously she does expose the person's name, but I don't really want to do that, to be honest. So I'm going to keep it like this and not really zoom into the pictures. And plus, you don't really have to. But, the picture I can't avoid, but the name, I can at least cover it up. Do you see what I'm saying? But either way, as you can see, these are the messages that she's been receiving from this woman. I'm sorry, you guys may be nice, but you're irrelevant. I can't stand you, Julia. You're just a bitch. Your boobs hanging out don't become you. You look like an absolute SLUT. Why don't you take care of your baby and stay off TikTok and all your platforms? Nobody likes you. Also continues, the other ones they were saying, maybe you should worry about your child maybe getting sick instead of you wanting to get into a warm bathtub where the kid didn't want you. But you didn't, where the kid that you didn't want. Okay, yeah, I get what the person saying. But remember, Julia didn't want to have kids originally. It was all Brandon's idea. So yeah, I see what they're saying here. You guys are annoying. Go take care of your damn kid, okay? You're showing your desperation. Go back to your home country. Then this one here also says that, again, SLUT, that's what you are. And you are SLUT, go back to your country. Yeah, you got another baby in the oven, poor kid. I always knew you were a POS. Your actually giving your dog away. I hope you have the day you deserve. As you can see, this person definitely does not like Julia in any shape or form. They have definitely, expressed themselves massively. And you know what? Listen. People are entitled to feel how they feel about somebody. If you don't like somebody, you don't like somebody. It is what it is, right? Boy, the level of words there are just so strong, so vicious, so ugly, so. But listen, Julie also decided to continue, but then also added something into the comment section by saying that this power of care and support make me feel so warm. And of course, this is her responding to the fact that she's had some responses and comments and whatnot. But as you can see, it continued by saying, if I don't respond here now, I almost will. Thank you for all your sweet words. I don't block people before and always don't delete comments too. But when too much, of course, I've blocked her now. I don't usually use the messaging here, only answer comments and posts. But I happen to log in and decided that I should learn how to use it so I could reply to people. I saw a bunch of messages, opened them and found the stuff there. I just ignored it at first, but over the next few months, it kept getting worse and worse. I never replied to messages like that, but my patience done here. When I see messages, you're a damn kid, child you don't want, go back to your country, etc. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, when things get too far, sometimes you have to speak up, sometimes you have to defend yourself. I completely get it. But I will say this, though. When it comes to being somebody that is on a public platform, and when I say public platform, I don't mean social media specifically, but if you're somebody that is on a reality TV show where you have built an attraction of people to watch you, and then you decide to then go to social media, make a social media account, and then you become a public figure or influencer, whatever you call it, you're potentially going to get people that's going to come after you. Now, is it best to expose people when they say things that they shouldn't be saying? A part of me is going to say yes, because I do feel like people who say cruel things should be exposed. Do you know what? Actually, this is what I'm going to say. I'm glad that she exposed the person and did not waste her time responding to the person. Exposing someone is far better than reacting to someone. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm glad that she decided to expose the person rather than respond to the person. Because to be honest with you, one thing that we got to take into account is, despite whether we like Julia or not, this person that has been harassing Julia, you have to understand, if they have the ability to harass Julia, that means the person has the ability to harass other people. Now, of course, Julia blocking this person and Julia exposing this person doesn't necessarily stop this person from harassing other people, but exposing this person can at least put this person out there on the internet. So therefore, if this person is harassing somebody else and this person was then look up this person's name, they can then track back and say, hold on a minute, I just noticed that you was exposed by somebody else. And all of a sudden, this person starts getting exposed by more and more people, which therefore is a good thing in the long run. That means that person at that point, surely something has to give. Do you see what I'm saying? So I guess exposing the person is probably a good move, but responding to people who do these things, don't waste your time. But either way, though, this is obviously where we are right now with the situation with Julia. But let me know your thoughts down below about everything that we spoke about in this video, and we can mostly talk about. But again, folks, thank you so much for your time. Look forward to your comments, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, hype the video, and have a great day.